Hey everybody, Earl here again with another episode of the Cryptopolitan podcast. And today's guest is Utkarsh. Utkarsh, how are you?
Well, I'm doing good, Earl. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. This is my I think second or third interview today. So it's fun. It's really cool getting to meet interesting people and interesting projects. So
I
yeah.
wonder, like I've seen a lot of people doing past and such like you. How do you maintain the energy throughout the day? You talk so much, you speak, interview, do your research. How do you guys, how do you particularly manage your energy throughout the day?
It's mostly just the never-ending curiosity. Never-ending curiosity. Because like a lot of the projects, like a lot of the stuff that's been coming on the pipe has been so much more interesting as of late, right? It's not just a bunch of meme coins for the sake of meme, right? It's there's actual, usage and structure and stuff behind the project. And that's been fascinating. Like even the art projects are fascinating. It's like, oh yeah, they're really doing some really interesting stuff with these different pieces. And so what people are doing with blockchain, what people are doing with the technology is fascinating, and they're solving real world problems, which makes a real difference. So applying the technology to solve a real world problem instead of collecting crypto cats is much more interesting. So
I think we all have something to look forward for. Everyone is contributing in the ecosystem. So I think that's what keeps us up.
yeah, absolutely. Well, it's the community behind it all, right? So,
Yes.
so yeah. So that's how you keep the energy. That's how you keep the livelihood, and keep the liveliness within every piece, right? And because every single one is a new conversation, right? So new conversation, new community, new exploration, new opportunity, right?
True.
So there
Yeah.
you go. Well, why don't we dive right in?
Yeah,
Tell
sure,
us
please.
tell us about your project, the name of the project, and maybe like the 30 or 50,000 foot overview so that even the newbies can understand. What is your project and what does it do?
Sure. So CoinBX, formerly known as CoinBazaar, CoinBX is a crypto exchange, the most trusted and fastest growing crypto exchange. We are based out of India. We have our licenses in Poland. We are one
Hmm.
of the first to get registered under FIU India
Yes.
as an exchange to get into compliance because the the fundamental for any exchange, centralized exchange, is to be in compliance to ensure safety and security for its users,
Yes.
whoever are the stakeholders. So that's very much important. CoinBX in general is driven by a serious vision, which is to basically democratize access to financial freedom,
Hmm.
informed decision making, and we believe blockchain technology, we firmly believe blockchain technology, the innovation that it brings, and the way I put it is like it brings back the human values which might have been lost during the course, for example trust,
Mm.
transparency, and security. That is what
Mm.
the human ecosystem is based on. I feel it, and I feel this is what is required in day-to-day transactions or any kind of engagement that human beings do in terms of living their way or whatever they want to do. Nowadays people can buy cars or shoes or anything through crypto. So CoinBX really believes very firmly in this philosophy.
Mm.
We are looking over the period in the coming 10, 15 years to build a community of like 1 billion people who can be connected, interconnected in an inclusive world which is open for all, and not just by an exchange. Like exchanges will just be a medium, like like nowadays website is just another medium. Back in the day
Yes.
when the bubble was, a website was the thing that anyone can have.
Wow.
But I
Wow. You have a website. It's special. Now everybody has. You don't have a website? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's right. So I think exchanges will be like that. It's like an oxygen, it will always run through.
Yes.
But the interconnectedness would come in by onboarding people on such platforms which gives them uniformity,
Mm.
access, understandability, and more importantly, day to day course can be executed in such fashion that it becomes an enhancement, a
Mm.
complement to their life rather than becoming an distraction or much of a task doing.
Right.
So I think it's not just alone blockchain, then the gamut of technology would be involved. CoinBX has a very good vision. We have a research and development team who's doing research on a lot of aspects. So there are a lot of Web3 wallets. You see exchanges launch, a lot of activities are
Mhm.
doing. But If you look at 10 to 15 years down the line, only wallets, only blockchains will not help. There has to be a utility to everything. While we talk
Yes.
about campaign,
Agreed.
RW, lot, so many things are there. The narratives keep changing and maybe new things keep coming in. But you see, real time practical implementation, which has been adopted by the masses, is still not there. It's the
No.
community who is popularizing. So to zero down on that, a lot of focused research evaluation is required, and CoinBX is not in the race. We know that we are here for the long run. So we are really not worried about like we'll be left behind, because we know that when will come the kind of outputs that we want, we are working on, will
Right.
will be the brand. Because during all this time, as I said, we are the most trusted exchange, and we became the most trusted is because CoinBX has been transparent throughout its journey. There is zero
Mm.
dilution. The promoter, the founder, the core team that is there, in fact, everybody is driven by that shared vision of shared success. That is what CoinBX is all about, the philosophy, the thing.
Fantastic.
If I talk about features and other things, like for example, so we are majorly dependent on a CCT model, which is compliance, customer service, and technology.
Mm.
Now, to give you a brief, in India alone, we are giving customer services, support services 24 cross 7 and 7 to 8 regional languages
Oh,
in India.
interesting. So, because I was about to ask, like, what's the difference, right? Like, if making a new exchange, there's basic premise for the exchange, but what sets you apart from the rest of the exchanges? And you're telling me that 24/7 and multiple language within
Yes,
India.
yes, within
Fantastic.
India. So India is a subcontinent, and I'm sure you know the geography, how big India
Absolutely.
is. So many
Yeah.
languages. Languages change in every 100 kilometers. A dialect changes, and then a
Yes.
total language change happens from state to state. So we have like English, of course, Hindi. Then we have Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada. In extreme cases, we have Gujarati, Kashmiri, and Bengali languages also
Hmm.
that people can take care and assist in that. Apart from this, the most important part, all of our customer support responses, whatever is there, all 100% human responses. There is no automation.
Hmm.
There is no one like a robotic response is going on.
Right.
People have questioned us that would it bring down the efficiency. A lot of people question on the philosophy, right? It's in general,
Right.
but we know our community. They're looking for a human to understand their challenges. They don't just want things to be coming on, because a lot of newcomers are onboarding. India is leading the crypto adoption. You must have read the report for the past two
Yes. Absolutely.
years, which means new people are joining in. So these guys would prefer a human touch. And it's obvious. Like, for example, 2016, when I started my journey, I did not understand. And no matter how much I read online,
It's
you
not going
still
to work.
need to talk someone,
There's
okay,
there's,
is this
there's a
right? Which coin
difference.
is that in?
Yeah.
There's a difference. So that bond, that trust, that human value is brought back. So all our responses are, first responses are under 1 minute, which is done by human, not an automation.
Hmm.
Then our resolution time stands from 8 minutes to 30 minutes for anything. In extreme certain complex scenarios, the time is different, but otherwise it's resolved very quickly and very fast. Then we
Yeah.
talk about compliance. So in compliance, FIU registered India, FIU India registered, as I told you, we were the one of the
Hmm.
first. AML compliant, we follow sanction list, OFAC, FATF, Poland WASP, AML policies from Poland jurisdiction, whatever in European Union that we have to follow.
Fantastic. Yeah.
We are over there. Then, when we talk about technology, so security, state of the art security we have, uh, given the kind of news that we hear all around nowadays, so many
Hmm.
incidents are happening. The most important at the end of the day, I'll tell you the psychology that we get from the masses in general. And I hope I'm not taking too much of time in
No, this
general.
this is great. This is fascinating because I mean, because if you look at it, most of the time when you talk to an exchange, right? The messaging and everything else is commoditized, right? It's just another exchange, right? And so typically what you're seeing is I'm an exchange, I'm also an exchange, me too, right? And then it moves up one notch. Instead of just I'm an exchange, we're better. Okay, so it's a little bit better. But what I'm hearing from you, and is rare, is me only, right? We're the only exchange that does this in every dialect. We're the only exchange that really serves India properly. We're the only exchange that serves the growing population, that has the fastest uptake, right? So sometimes it's just being in the right place in the right time, you know. And I think that's
And with
what you
right,
guys are.
I
And
think
then
with
and
right
the right service.
intention of
Yeah, the right intention, the right service, and you're onboarding people, right? Like part of the whole problem with blockchain and crypto technologies is getting it into the mainstream, right? And one of the things
yes.
I see that you guys are doing is you're actually taking the care to set it up for all the different languages and all the different dialects. I don't see a lot of people doing that, right? And because you're doing that for, your home country, I mean, it makes sense. And then you said the uptick was crazy. Hey, you're right place, right time, right service, man.
Yes, yes, yes. So
So,
from there on, when it comes to technology, and I was saying like about there's very bad incidents that have happened throughout. Recently, we have heard so many news in the crypto
mhm.
space, blockchain. You know, I'll tell you an important and interesting fact that we at CoinBX go by and we have observed in the market. If you look at the core of everything in this
Yes.
crypto space, particularly whoever invests in digital assets,
Mhm.
yes, people need fast service, people need faster resolutions, people need a lot of things from an exchange, right?
Yes.
Margin, derivatives, this, that, so many. They have a long feature list. But, and this is a very, very, very big but, that regardless of all these things provided or not, they need whatever their digital asset is to be safe. They don't want it to go. They'll be okay with maybe a delay in resolution at the end of the day, but they'll not be okay losing their digital asset in any way or
Right.
form. That is the fundamental, and I believe all the crypto exchanges are going by this logic anyway. But the way our community is shaped up, the way people are joining us is only due to this philosophy, due to this
Yeah.
ideology that we follow of basically they're okay with the way things are. They
Mm.
want their assets to be safe. So security becomes important. The overall experience that they have on our platform is very easy, very, very simple. They know what they have to do, how they have to do, and that's it, the end of story.
Right.
And
And
they
you were saying that the technology should remove the burden, not add more burden, right? So
yes,
that's a
yes,
very
yes.
good thing.
So that's something I would say about CoinBX. We have a learn and earn module. Okay. So CoinBX Learn is an initiative we took is because we realized that while we strongly believe in education, sharing and passing information, but we
Hmm.
realized the way India is shaping up and new users are to be onboarded, you know, in general. So the gap is always information
Yeah.
and right information, in fact, so what we do is that we come with this learn small small short reads which they can just swipe up, and then they keep reading, and it's random so that it doesn't become monotonous, but they get
Right.
every a new card every time they read it. Our community is really very happy. They get to know things that they are not looking for. Sometimes it reminds them of something, and then it keeps on the pace. They're always looking for what's coming up in the learn
But
card.
that's it. I mean, there's a nice little like acronym for that, CANI, right? It was this constant and
Yeah.
never end improvement,
Yes.
right? So because you're teaching them a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, they actually get the chance to learn stuff, right? Like the saying goes, it's an apple a day keeps a doctor away. You don't eat
Yes.
7 apples on Sunday. That's not how it works. You have to eat 1 apple every day, right? So I like that. You're giving them the tip, you're giving them the learning, you're giving it in a bite-sized piece, so they're not trying to eat the whole thing in one go,
True.
right?
And we
And
are also doing long form short contents on our website through which they get to know more details about certain things.
right,
So we're trying, and we are really focused on the feedbacks that we receive from our community. We look up to them. We try to imbibe whatever can be done in the best interest of our customers. And security is important because we, as an exchange for the overall global community, want to deter bad actors in the industry. So yeah,
right.
that's and some about CoinBX, and
Fantastic.
that's who we are.
All right. So when you're not, building this, when you're not in front of the computer, the people really like to know other people, right? Because as a the human race, we're a tribal creature. We want to meet each other. We want to explore each other. We want to be curious about each other. So I'm curious. What do you do when you're not in front of the computer? What do you do for fun?
Well, it's been very long. I believe someone asked me this, except for my wife, even before, long before, I guess, when we got
Yeah.
married. She asked me this question, and let me take a moment here and think. So, I'd like to start by saying that I am a firm believer in God.
Okay.
I believe in God. I'm a meticulous person. I am not one of the best in everything, but I'm the guy who knows everything and I can run the show in everything.
I
I
like that. Like I used to think as a child that a generalist wasn't important, but now that I'm a generalist myself, it's important because somebody has to be able to touch every piece, understand every piece, and bridge the gap between every piece, and be able to be the translator from one side to the other.
Very true, because if you see, experts are there, which we need, of course,
Of course.
but then you need someone at the back seat to look at the larger picture and viewpoint. I myself am a guy who likes to read a lot. Philosophy I am
Nice.
interested in. Currently, I'm reading The Art of the War. I bought a book. I was at an airport. I saw it, so I bought that, and I bought one of HBR, some strategy book I found.
I love it.
I
I'm
book
I'm
picked.
I'm an avid reader. I read about a book a week, so that's
Okay.
that's a good hobby.
I'm not like you, but I like reading. I read when I get time. I'm a
Yes.
big movie buff. I binge watch also sometimes
Oh,
now.
fantastic. I love it.
I'm interested in documentaries because they bring out the real side, and I watch more documentaries on related to money and the dark side of the void that is there between the rich and the poor. If you see certain documentaries
Mm.
out there,
Yes.
they're like that. There's so much there. There's so much there ongoing. So I
Well,
watched that.
there's a big difference, right? And understanding those pieces make a give you a deeper understanding of your community, the people that you're working with, and it's really nice that your hobby dovetails into your business, right? If you watch the
Yes.
documentary on money and you're building an exchange, right, you have a deeper understanding than
But
most.
then that's not the thing. I also watch unresolved mysteries on murder cases, serial killers. I have a different side. So I watch that also. It gives me thrill that I want. Apart from this, I can play a bit of table tennis. I can keep myself happy. I'm not a
Nice.
player, but I can keep myself happy by playing it. I play sometimes American pool ball, 8 ball pool, or badminton. I do a little
Nice.
bit of weightlifting at times when I get time, and otherwise I walk. Most important thing about my for me for people to know is that I love to share a laughter. I love eating food together.
Mm,
I like to spend time. I like to know human beings in general, and my fundamental rule is to give advice only if you know that you're giving the right advice.
mm.
Not so everyone would think that they're giving the right advice, right? In general,
Right, right.
would think like that, but I am a guy who evaluates it from the both the sides before I say anything to anyone.
That's a good viewpoint. That's a good that's the true nature of the generalist, though, right? You can
Yes.
you can see both sides, and you're fair, right?
Yes. 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 So, in personal or professional capacity, if I have to give, I have to give it the right way. I know that if you give it without really being thoughtful about anything, you can change uh, for good or for bad. You can destroy
Mhm.
someone's life, or maybe you can make it. So that is very important. So this is
Right.
how who I am as a person. Luckily, all my colleagues, my team members, whoever I am working with at this organization, is somewhere similar to me. We all have our own different approaches to things, but
Mhm.
then they all are good people, good souls, and very happy. So this is who I am, and I'm a father and a husband.
Oh, very cool.
I have a
How many
cat,
how many kids?
one daughter. She'll be 3 years the next in April, and I have a cat. Persian cat. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So there you go. I'm a father as well. So I've got two kids and I got a bird. So it's funny.
Oh. And I travel. I drive. I travel. I have been to 72 cities in India along
Oh,
with
wow.
my wife and my like our cat Pearl. So yeah.
You know, it's funny. People do all this travel outside of their own country, but not enough people travel within their own country and actually understand the stuff that's like in your backyard, right? So you
Yes.
have a real understanding. I like that, right? Like so, you're telling me in the beginning that you guys really truly serve, India, right? And then you're telling me that you have all these different dialects and all these different languages and all these different service, and it's all under 1 minute. And then you're also telling me that it's very congruent, right? It's you're touring inside your country to get you on to really get to know your country, right? So I like that. I like that about those sort of things, right? Like you can tell a person by this do they do what they say they're going to do, and they say and that trust factor is there, right? And this is why we asked this question in this interview. It's really interesting to hear that you like to read and then you apply it, and then you also like to travel but you apply it, right? And that's one of those core competencies that really
That
make.
is what is reflecting in our team. You very rightly put. You've put it very in a very right context that I had never thought of it like this, but now that you say and I connect the dots, so I see
Yeah,
that it's making sense somewhere. And it's
it's a
just not
powerful
me
thing.
actually. My colleagues also travel. We know parts of India in a way like we go to the ground on our own. The leadership goes. They
Yes,
deal with certain matters which are important, and then we take care of. But I think now, when you say it, I think that is where the reflection is, and that is the reason maybe without us saying much, people are connecting with us. They connect to
right.
the vision and philosophy. Maybe the vibe is getting passed. So I think good
Yeah.
vibrations are getting passed, so which is good.
Well, but that's the thing, though. You say what you're going to do, you do what you're going to say, and then you follow through with it. And that's a really big thing. And not many people are that, coordinated. You know what I mean? Like they say, "Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah, we do this, we do this." Sure, you do. And then you tell me this. And the funny thing is, you didn't even think about it. It's just part of your persona. It's just part of your soul, right?
yes,
And you're
yes.
showing me this, and you're showing everybody else this, which is really cool. And this is why this podcast is interesting, right? You meet cool people, you see
Yeah.
that they're trustworthy, and you can tell the ones that are trustworthy because they do what they say they're going to do in all aspects of their life.
Yeah, because I see, I don't have to really think and say an answer because I know what we are doing. One
Yeah.
very important thing I'd like to tell you, CoinBX, if they don't know anything as an individual, I also, then we'll
Yes.
say that we don't know and we'll get back. We don't
That's a
really
beautiful thing,
do
right?
this
Is the
because
ego's not in the
our
way, right?
and that is where the most trust is established. So yeah, but we always say that. There's so many things we can't really know everything, right? You in your generalist
Right.
role, you know that you can't know the nitty-gritties or granular level details of every job. But if you
No.
don't, you can get back to it. You can learn. You can get
Right.
back.
But that
You
that's
can.
the power, right? Like being able to be brave enough to say I don't know is a
Right.
big thing, right?
Yes. So, yeah, that is it.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sad. We're on the third question already. We're wrapping it up. So the last one really is, I mean, let's give the community a reason. So first thing, where do we want them to go? What part of the community do you want to build, and give them a reason to connect with you, right? This is all cool stuff. So where do you want them to go? Is it your Twitter? Is it your Discord? Where do you want them to go from a community standpoint, and then give them a reason to come?
So I think Telegram, Twitter, LinkedIn, these are the most prominent platforms wherein people reach
Okay.
out. Uh, they can come at any platform. The reason is, and I believe you'd agree, you can't be really stuck to one certain platform. Being in a business position, why
Mhm.
I'll tell you, people have certain apprehensions about using certain products such as Facebook, for example. Some people
Right.
have certain restraints about using TikTok or X now.
Yes.
A lot of people have a lot of views now. The world is changing. A lot of information is there. People look at things from their own perspective. So
Hmm.
for me, I am an open guy, and as an individual, if you talk about me, I'm available on these platforms. I'm most available on LinkedIn, though,
Okay.
personally. People, And the reason I am available is because 15, 20 years back, whenever I started my LinkedIn profile first, there were few people, my colleagues. I told them that, and by that time I didn't know really other platforms. So I told them that if you don't find me anywhere, and if you want to talk to me, my number you don't have, because numbers keep changing at times.
Yes.
You can always find me on LinkedIn, and I'll always be available. And since that day till today, I've always kept a LinkedIn application. I'm
Nice.
always online on LinkedIn. And few of my friends have actually found me through LinkedIn, and we have caught up. So I have
Absolutely.
to be available on LinkedIn for my promise. So I'm always there. But I'm available on other platforms, and my company, so is my company organization, our official handles also. Who should connect? I think anyone can connect with us who is interested in Web3 space, who is interested in understanding blockchain, who wants to join or be a party to the growth, the vision that we have. They all should connect. And if
Mm.
not, those who do not understand and just have one viewpoint that they want to grow in life, they can also connect, because we are there to give that information how we can
Right.
grow together.
That's a
So
beautiful thing.
anyone who wants to do anything, and maybe they don't know crypto. See, the thing is, 200 million people anticipated to be onboarded in India, which
Mm.
means it is anticipated. So they don't know about it yet, or they know, half of them might know, and half of them will get introduced, right? That is how it will
Yes.
go. So you can't say that 200 million people know crypto. Some of them know, some of them know partially, and some will get
Yes.
introduced by referrals or something, right? So I'm
Right.
talking to that community which is completely untouched, but they have a vision, they have passion, that want to grow. They can also reach out. We'll share the
Mm.
information, we'll tell things. And so we're open. But seasoned traders, if I talk in our capacity line of business, seasoned traders, newcomers, people who want to hold and just earn passive income, like earn, everyone, anyone, listing finders, keepers who wants, who have a lot of tokens and they want to list on our platform, we can work out an engagement with them. So
Hmm.
everyone, we're open to
That's
connect.
fantastic. Well, man, it's been great talking with you. I like the mission. I like the vision. I like the value. It all kind of aligns, and even it even aligns with your hobby. So that's really cool. So
Well, I enjoyed my time, Earl. I really did not, I thought that it would be regular, how podcasts are, but I never realized the way the time passed. It was really,
yeah,
it
you had a
was
good time.
very
Fantastic.
conversational. We kept speaking, and it was not in terms of line of questioning or something, but then it was so natural, organic. I
That's
like
that's
that.
that's that's the
I
idea,
really,
man. Well, any words of wisdom for the audience before we go?
now that we are in Web3, crypto, digital space, digital assets that people invest in. So, one thing I'd like to give a message to everyone.
Yes.
A lot of people say that do your own research. That is the
Mm.
fundamental thing. I
Yes.
say if you're new, no matter what amount of research you do, you
Right.
should always start small. You should always start with something which is strong. Like, for example, I can't say any, I can't advise really on any digital asset, I can't name it. But you should always start small. You should see few cycles. The market is going to be for long, right? So you should
Yes.
see few cycles, at least two cycles. You'll see the patterns, you'll see the up and down of your whatever minimum investment you have done. Money can be earned. People come here to make money eventually, but if you're focused, your research, your patience will bring in the kind of numbers that you really aim for. Always
Fantastic.
go for compliance, or follow compliance, or abide by them, or compliant exchanges. That would be the best way to ensure that your money, your goals are safe, your dream is safe.
It's a safer path for sure. 100%. Well,
And there's a reel I saw somewhere, like, the fastest way is the slowest way. The fastest way to achieve something is by walking on the slowest path, or something like that. So think
well, it's
of it.
the
Be
the
patient.
saying. There's another one. Is this the slow way is the only way? right?
Yeah.
Because if you go
Okay.
too fast, you fall off the ledge, then you fall off. Everything is lost, right? So the slow way is the only way. So
Yeah,
there's
I
no.
recall it. The slowest is the fastest way to achieve your goals. I think that
Yes,
is what
there you
it
go.
is.
Fantastic. There's words of wisdom to live by. Fantastic. Thank you
In
so
the
much
end,
for being on the show. I
take good
really
time.
appreciate you.
Thank you all. And on a goodbye note, I wish happy trading to everyone. Be safe, invest wisely, and take care of your dreams, your financial freedom. CoinBX is a great platform to be on, and try us out.
Fantastic.